Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's men's basketball game between the visiting Chaffey College and your Cerritos College Falcons. We ask you to please stand for our national anthem.
A very pleasant good evening, and we welcome you once again to Cerritos College basketball here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tonight from Cerritos, the Falcons play host to the Chaffey College Panthers. The Panthers come in with a record of 9-5, having lost their last two. Meanwhile, the Falcons come in riding another winning streak of 4 in a row. They come in with a record of 12-2. The starting lineup for Chaffey College: Anthony Garcia, Aaron Johnson, Jalen Witz, Isaiah McCullough, and Kahassan Uwilai. And Kahassan Uwilai we will now refer to as Manu for the rest of the night. And we're thankful for that. Meanwhile, the Falcons counter with Jamal Heckard, Jeremiah Galang, Christian Alvis, Chance Hunter, and Dalen Bams in the starting lineup for Russ May, who continues to shift his starting five on a regular basis. A very deep and talented Falcon squad. Alvis working against a 2-3 zone. This is Galang. Quick pass down low. Hunter tripped up, and he is going to be fouled. This is going to go on Manu. And Manu pleading his case, but he's not going to get the call. Hunter, meanwhile, wasn't able to get a shot up as he was going down, so this will be an inbounds baseline left. Heckard in the corner to Galang. Up top, Hunter, he'll fire from the top of the key. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound tapped around, and the Panthers have it. Manu clears it out. Garcia brings it back the other way. First possession three-pointer for McCullough, and it rattles home. And The Panthers take the early 3-0 lead. You have to be very careful, 2 losses in a row, but this is a very talented Panther squad as well, a perennial presence in the postseason year after year. And this year, no exception. The first number that jumps out as Galang tries from way downtown. Long rebound, back tap, and Hunter has it. Hunter goes glass and lays it up and in. 3-2. Falcons back within 1. The Panthers average nearly 12 steals per game. That is second in the 3C2A on the season. So the Falcons are going to have to take care of the basketball. It's interesting to watch Chaffey come out in a 2-3 zone, not applying much pressure, but it does certainly imply that they can hawk the ball, even in the half-court defense. So the first order of business for Russ May's team, take care of the basketball here tonight. Garcia out front, checked by Alvis. Falcons come out in a man-to-man. Manu starts a drive on Galang. Good defense from Galang. Tell you, I think if Galang goes down there on that drive by Manu, he gets the charging call. He definitely beat Manu to the spot, and I think that's an early break for the Panthers that Galang kept his footing. And ultimately, it results in a turnover, but Manu, who's already playing with 1 foul, certainly can't afford to pick up a second early on. He averages over 14 points a game, so he is a critical offensive piece. Galang on the wing. They work it around to Heckard. Shot clock at 15. Down to 9. Skip pass to Alvis. Alvis lobs to Bams. Bams into the lane, back outside. Alvis open 3. That's good. Christian Alvis battling the shot clock. Buries the triple. Falcons have come back with 5 straight, and they have the early 5-3 lead. 17:47 to go here in the first half. Just underway. Meanwhile, for Chaffey, Derek Irenin has checked into the game. Garcia picks up the dribble. Back outside, Johnson kicks it out to McCullough. McCullough will try another 3 and hit that. Isaiah McCullough, who shoots 35% from long range on the season, has connected on 2 early. And it's a 6-5 lead for Chaffey College. Alvis thought about a 3. Shot clock at 9. Galang open for 3. High arcer, rims no good. Back tap from Heckard keeps it alive, and Hunter able to save. Second chance here for the Falcons, and for Chaffey, give you a little bit of scouting advice. You cannot leave Jeremiah Galang that open. Bams with the turnaround in the lane off the back iron. Aaron in with the rebound. Garcia into the front court. Panthers want to extend on a 1-point lead. Timeout taken. Chaffey with an early timeout. 16:38 to go in the opening half. 6-5 Chaffey. It's Cerritos College basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Panthers will bring it in far side. Early 6-5 lead for Chaffey. Garcia leans over the dribble, starts a drive on Alvis, kicks it outside. Fisher drops a pass down low. Ironin goes up with the left hand, can't get it to go. That shot blocked by Bams. Now the Falcons want to run, but Chaffey does a good job getting back. That pass tipped and stolen. McCullough Coming back the other way. 1-on-2 into the lane, and he's fouled by Galang. Good hard drive by McCullough, who's been the offense for Chaffey so far with all 6 points, and now he's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. McCullough, an excellent foul shooter, 88% on the season. Ready's the first free throw. It's up and rims out.
Hi there, Jeffrey.
Michael Zepeda finishing his production work here, getting things all technically squared away.
Well, instead of one game, we now have 2.
That's always a challenge for you, buddy. They always put something on your plate. 7-5, 2-point lead. Heckard into the lane, drops it for Bams. Bams goes to the reverse, but can't get it to go. And that ball out of bounds off of Cerritos. Bams wanted to go to the reverse stuff there.
Yeah, he wasn't playing around.
High degree of difficulty. Meanwhile, Manu at the scorer's table, he's going to check back in. He'll replace Derek Arinen. Garcia. Off to McCullough. Drops a pass into the lane. Johnson able to recover, gets it outside. Fisher's 3 is good. Near steal, but the Panthers turn it into 3 points, and they have doubled up Cerritos early, 10-5. Out to Hunter. Through the oddities of the schedule, the Falcons are playing just their second game at home on the season. They are 1-0. They had a victory over East Los Angeles last week. Step back 3 for Heckard. Rims high, no good. Hunter able to follow it in.
Nice to have your bigs bail you out in that spot. Shot not within the rhythm of the offense, but hey, Chance Hunter right on there.
Manu, hard drive. Bams had his arm straight up. He picks up the foul.
Yeah, hand straight up, but he's moving underneath. Let's see if we can get a replay of it. We'll see it here. See, going straight up, but his hand's not only forward, but he's moving underneath. So
that'll send Manu to the line. He shoots 62%, leading scorer for the team at 14.3 a game, and he misses the first. Anthony Garcia, 12.6 a game. And Jalen Wills, who I don't think we've seen yet tonight, did not get the start. The other scorer in double figures. Offensive rebound on the miss, and Bams gets the block. Heckard back the other way, but Chaffey back. Falcons trail it by 3. Alvis will call a play. High screen from Hunter. Across to Heckard. Hunter in the high post. Double team comes. Tries to step through. Puts it up. Can't get the roll. Manu rips down the board. Big man leading the break. Fans it outside. Short corner jumper in and out. Rebound on the floor. Recovered by Hunter. Fisher had a good look from the short corner but didn't get the roll. Still 10-7. Alvis dancing on the dribble. Shot clock at 15. Falcons have been most patient so far offensively. Hunter into the lane. Jump stop, and McCullough commits the foul.
Well, Chaffey always a pretty guard-heavy team. Had a chance to talk with Perry Webster before the game, doing my own scouting. And good guards. They want to play fast. They want to get up and down, score in transition. They're going to play a sagging man versus Cerritos tonight. It's going to look a little bit like a zone, and we see that sagging off there. And you see the Falcons running their zone offense, trying to get Bams established in the mid post. You have Chance Hunter riding the baseline there. Good job by Alvis getting it in the short corner.
Yeah, Cerritos started out shooting very well as a team from long range, but as Hunter gets the roll on the second free throw, that's fallen off somewhat as the season has gone on. They're down to a little under 32% as a team.
Moving big.
It is back to the familiar refrain. I think if you can get the Falcons to shoot from outside, you've got something of a chance.
warning on Coach Klein.
Well, he's been all over the coach's box and occasionally outside of it.
Wow.
And now, Coach Klein going to pick up the technical.
There goes the second warning.
Now they've trying to settle him down on the sideline. The technical foul has been called, so that will send Cody Wilkes to the line.
If you're Cerritos, would take it, but for Chaffey, that's unnecessary from the referees. I mean, give him the warning, let him cool off, and then maybe circle back to that later on. And
well, they're saying he can't wave them off. Did you see what that was about?
yeah, it's just a hand gesture, and how often have we seen a coach wave off a referee after a bad call? It's just like, come on.
Yeah, that's surprising.
What do you want from a basketball coach for him not to be gesticulative? I mean, that's already in their nature. He waves off the referee, and he's going to get teed up for that after already being warned. Come on now.
Doesn't it go without saying that most coaches aren't going to agree with most calls that went against their team? So Wilkes misses both free throws, and what I'm sure Chaffey fans would tell you is a great example of ball don't lie.
Fact.
Wilkes' three is off the back iron. So a big opportunity for the Falcons. They missed a couple of free throws, then Wilkes misses an open three. McCullough to the basket. Had that one partially blocked, and now Alvis coming back the other way. Stops and pops. That's short. Long rebound out to Hunter. He'll try from 17. Long rebound controlled by Hecker.
Well,
third chance opportunity for the Falcons.
Considering the size advantage here, you expect Chaffey to get pounded on the board. They got to do a better job making this one and done.
Wilkes in the corner. Well, I think what has to be distressing for the Panthers is these are long rebounds where they should have a chance with their quickness. Great feed to Alvis, who lays it in.
That's a great cut by Alvis. We'll see it on the replay here. Just a terrific job of good basketball here. Look at Heckard. Honestly, I was about to say that was too much dribbling, but you see Alvis creep back again down low, and he puts it in to tie it up at 10.
Timeout on the floor, 13:03 to go in the first half. You're watching Cerritos College basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tied at 10 in the early going. It's Cerritos College basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Garcia around a screen from Ironin. Off to McCullough. McCullough, the drive on Wilkes, hangs in the air, and Murphy going to pick up the foul. And the drive by McCullough. Not a hard call. Murphy comes over, going to make McCullough earn it from the line. Isaiah McCullough has been quite active early, averaging a little under 7 points a game, but he's already over that total with that free throw. Obviously, Chaffey of the feeling that McCullough is a matchup they can exploit, at least early on. One more free throw coming. McCullough's already hit a couple of threes. And now second free throw on the way and in the basket. McCullough with 8. And Chaffey back out in front by 2. Now they show full court pressure. Elston has checked into the game for Cerritos. So it's Wilkes, Heckard, Elston, Hunter and Murphy on the floor for Cerritos. Hunter in the high post. Back outside, Heckard will try for 3, around and out. Another offensive rebound, this time it's Wilkes. The Falcons feasting on the offensive boards. Murphy around, Wilkes will try for 3, that's good. Second chance points. And the Falcons take the lead, 13-12 on the three-pointer by Wilkes. We'll stop and go for Williams, who's checked in. So Darren Williams, McCullough with the pump fake, fans it outside. Williams open for 3 off the back iron. Hunter has the rebound. Heckard over the timeline. The Falcons come in. Wilkes will try for 3. That's good. Wilkes starting to feel it. Back-to-back threes. The Falcons step out to their largest lead at 4, 16-12. Johnson on the drive, back outside. Williams checked by Elston. In the corner to Johnson. Shot clock at 14. Williams dancing on the dribble. Elston still with him, spins back to his right, goes glass. Nice finish by Williams. After that was terrific defense by Elston, and Heckard with the travel will give it back to Chaffey. Meanwhile, Daryl McMillan will check into the game and replace Heckard. Let's give you the lineup for Chaffey. Darren Williams and Aaron Johnson in the backcourt. Up front, it's Aaronin, McCullough, and Jalen Wiltz. Well, we talked about Jalen Wiltz. Now he's in the game. McCullough, long 3, that's good. Isaiah McCullough with 3 threes here early in the game. This is a guy who only attempts a little under 3 threes per game on the season. He has come out on fire. 17-16. Chaffey back out in front. Wilkes will try to answer and does. Cody Wilkes with 3 threes in the game himself. Layup up, no good. Bams might have gotten a piece. Elston back the other way for the Falcons, who have the 2-point lead. Wilkes from the same spot, just a little long. Boy, that was dead on again. Johnson back out front. 19-17. Cerritos with the 2-point lead. Back outside to Wiltz. Wiltz outside Williams. Long 3, barely got the iron, and Bams will corral the rebound. Elston, he'll try for 3. That's good. Well, a moment ago I suggested, now I'm seeing foolishly, that if you could make the Falcons shoot from outside, maybe things would go your way. But since that point, 4 threes have rained in for the Falcons, and they now lead it by 5. It's a good thing Jeff Klein doesn't listen to me. Johnson, near steal by Elston, and he's got the steal, and Williams just has to reach out and foul him. And Johnson attempting that pass from the baseline, and that's just too much distance for Tawan Elston, who has possibly solidified himself as the premier man-to-man defender for a Falcon team that is statistically the top defensive team in the 3C2A. So Elston over the line. Murphy feeds it down low. Bams out of the double team. They find Wilkes. Wilkes fakes the 3. The pass across and the steal. That was Tereses, who has checked into the game. So Andy Tereses with the steal, and that's one of the first steals that I can recall for the Panthers. Again, at nearly 12 a game, that is their calling card. Long 3 for Wiltz is off the glass and no good, but a long rebound corralled by Chaffey. Teresa's a drive on McMillan. Back outside and a whistle off the ball. Are they talking about, is that a wet spot over in the corner, I guess? It appears to be what it's about. I get the nod from Michael. That's always a good sign. Cameron Fisher will replace Wiltz. You wonder at some degree if maybe there's something a little wrong with Jalen Wiltz, one of the leading scorers for the team. Didn't get the start. Now just gets a short run. And then Cameron Fisher into the game to replace him. Falcons have the 22-17 lead. Panthers with the ball. Garcia dancing out front, starts to drive on Elston. Back out, Johnson open for three, that's good. Aaron Johnson connects from long range. Back to a 2-point game. Murphy, skip pass to Elston, Bams, double teamed, and he loses it out of bounds, so the turnover gives it back. Well, you enter it into Bams there, but he's really double teamed before that pass even gets there. Falcons trying to establish an inside game. Garcia on the drive, goes glass, no good. Back tap on the rebound. Teresa's has it for Chaffey. Fisher from three. Back-to-back threes for Chaffey, and they're back out in front with 7:33 to go. It's Cerritos College Basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons have stepped out to a modest lead a couple of times in this first half, and each time the Panthers have responded. As they did just moments ago, steal in the backcourt. Off to Fisher. Fisher on the break, and Elston going to pick up the blocking foul. So the Falcons, who had taken very good care of the ball through the beginning stages of this game, now with a couple of turnovers here in the last couple minutes, the Panthers are starting to amp up the defensive pressure. Fisher will head to the line with Chaffey out in front by a point. First free throw is good for Cameron Fisher. Fisher shoots just 44% from the line. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Christian Alvis checking back into the game along with Jamal Heckert. So the starting backcourt back on for the Falcons. Second free throw short. Falcons trail it by 2. Heckard starts a drive. Outside, Alvis passes on the 3. Hunter steps up and knocks it down. Chance Hunter from 3. Back and forth we go here in the first half. Now it's the Falcons back up 1. Johnson. Checked by Murphy on the drive. Scoop, no. Irenen trying to keep it alive, but it's Hunter out with the ball. The Falcons have a 4-on-3, but they'll slow it down. In the corner, Wilkes will try for 3. That's good. Cody Wilkes, caution, flammable. 4 threes in the first half for Wilkes. And it's a 4-point lead again for the Falcons. Garcia around the screen, hooks a pass into the corner. At 3, rimming, no. Hunter and Irenen battling for the board, and it'll be a jump ball. The jump ball will keep it with Chaffey. Galang returns, replacing Cody Wilkes, and You can't do it a whole lot better than Cody Wilkes did in that run in the first half. Talk about your instant offense. Teresa's out front to McCullough. Fresh shot clock for Chaffey. 28-24, the Falcons with the 4-point lead. McCullough checked by Murphy. Shot clock down to 16 as McCullough backs out. McCullough waving off the screen. Wants Murphy one-on-one. Goes around him, hangs in the air, and scores. Isaiah McCullough going to work. 2-point lead for the Falcons. Heckard leaves it for Alvis, off to Galang. Shot clock at 16. Heckard traveled. .5:27 remaining here in the first half. Panthers with the ball. Garcia, along with Fisher, Teresis, Irenen, and McCullough on the floor for the Panthers. Garcia kicks it back out to McCullough. They've switched Hunter onto McCullough. Irenen in the lane. Left-handed shot off the glass is good. Irenen with the pretty finish. Back to a tie game at 28. Heckard leaves the pass for Alvis, but Alvis can't find the handle. Panthers coming down looking for the lead. Garcia, high arcing three is good. Anthony Garcia makes it a 7-0 run for Chaffey, and the Panthers with a 3-point lead. Galang on the drive, and Teresis takes an elbow to the face, and this is going to be an offensive foul on Jeremiah Galang. Well, Teresis on the double team, and Galang turned back around as you see the replay there. And I mean, Michael looks pretty incidental, but Teresa's right there. Good double team from Andy Teresis, and it leads directly to the offensive foul. 31-28, Chaffey on a run. High screen for Garcia, Alvis still with him. McCullough, a drive on Hunter. Good feed down low. Johnson able to lay it up and in off a good feed from McCullough, who is doing it all. Another turnover in the backcourt, and Russ May wants a timeout. Panthers on a 9-0 run. They've opened up a 5-point lead with 4:14 to go. Russ May can't be too pleased on the Cerritos sideline. Chaffey with a 5-point lead, and his Falcon squad that ordinarily takes very good care of the basketball, under 14 turnovers a game as a team. It's been a spate of turnovers here in the last few minutes, and it's allowed the Panthers to erase a deficit and get out to this lead. Tereses with the jumper from the corner, And a late whistle and a foul going to go against Wilkes on the closeout. So Teresa is going to head to the line. 79% foul shooter. Teresa's first free throw is no good, and the Panthers have missed a slew of free throws here in the first half. They're under 50% in this first half, and a 6-point lead certainly could have been larger. Meanwhile, for Teresa's, he was fouled on a 3-point attempt, so he's got one more free throw coming. And that is up, and he gets the roll. So 2 out of 3 for Teresa's. 7-point lead for Chaffey. That's the largest lead for either team in the first half. Full court pressure again. Alvis off to Wilkes. Wilkes sets and fires from 3 and buries it. Cody Wilkes. 5 threes in the first half. Garcia around a high screen. Poked away and stolen. The Falcons force a turnover of their own. It's Jalen Washington able to make the steal. Wilkes, Alvis, Washington, Hunter, and Murphy on the floor for Cerritos. They bring it into Alvis. Chaffey content to stay in the 2-3 zone in the half court. But the pressure has been a problem for the Falcons here in this first half. Alvis from the top of the key, rimming no. Good box out by McCullough. Here comes Chaffey looking to extend on the 4-point lead. Garcia waves off McCullough. Working on Washington, back out to McCullough. Checked by Hunter. McCullough for 3, good. McCullough answering Cody Wilkes at every turn. Massive first half for Isaiah McCullough. Back out to a 7-point lead. Falcons get it across. A little miscommunication, but Washington gets it to Alvis. Shot clock down to 13. Falcons need to get going. Shot clock at 9. Alvis directing traffic. Wilkes. Garcia on him. Hunter now going to have to force something up. Fade away from 18 off the front iron, but Murphy tracks down the long rebound. Where would the Falcons be without offensive rebounding in this first half? Ticking down toward 2 minutes to go in the first half. Alvis around to Wilkes. Alvis, Fisher on him. Out to Wilkes, down to 8 on the shot clock. Wilkes from 35. Rims high, no good. Easy rebound for Johnson. Not a good offensive set for Cerritos. Garcia with the jump stop, off to McCullough. McCullough on the drive looking for Johnson. Nearly lost the handle, but gets it out to Fisher. Shot clock at 14. Fisher a standing dribble. Starts a drive on Wilkes, into the lane. Drops it down low, layup up and good for Aaron Johnson. Johnson working that baseline. Chaffey, a 9-point lead, another turnover in the backcourt. Garcia driving on Alvis, goes glass. Garcia with the finish, 42-31. Chaffey out to a double-digit lead. This is an 18-3 run for Chaffey. Wilkes off to Hunter. Hunter into the lane. Alvis open for 3. Good answer. Christian Alvis with the 3. 42-34. Chaffey with the 8-point lead in the ball. Garcia checked by Washington. Down to 13. McCullough driving on Hunter. Hunter with the good defense. McCullough flips one up off the back iron. Long rebound. Here come the Falcons. They can play for the final shot here in the first half. Washington down to 8 seconds. Out to Alvis. 4 seconds and an offensive foul. Washington setting the screen, and with 2.8 to go, Chaffey gets it back. So Cerritos will bring it in at three-quarter court. Fisher gets it off. Missed everything. 42-34. Chaffey will take an 8-point lead into the locker room. Halftime on Cerritos College Falcon basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. second half set to get underway. And the Falcons trailing by 8. 4-game winning streak on the line. They come in with a record of 12-2. But the Panthers, who have lost their last 2, have come to play, Michael. They've got the 8-point lead. Hunter on the drive, finishes with the left hand.
Well, they're going to be giving up their 3rd loss in a row. They keep on giving easy lanes to the bucket like that for Chance Hunter.
Johnson at the controls. Off to Garcia.
Impressive shooting in that first half from the Panthers.
8 of 13 from 3-point range. And this guy led the way, Isaiah McCullough. 4 out of 4, but he turns it over. So here come the Falcons. Not accustomed to having that kind of shooting done against them in the first half. Hunter at the foul line, into the lane, pumps, comes up with the left-handed, scores again. Chance Hunter asserting himself early in this second half. And the Falcons have cut the deficit from 8 to 4.
Nice response out of halftime there for Chance Hunter. It's a 4-0 run for Hunter and the Falcons, and they cut the lead to 4 for Chaffey. Back in a moment. Spread the word, everybody. www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can watch this game in its entirety on the archive copy on our channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And for anybody who would like to tune in live right now, spread the word. SoCal College Sports 1 on YouTube. You can also check out the Cerritos College Athletics website for men's basketball. And then coming up after this, Grossmont and the Lady Falcons coming up at 7 o'clock.
Panthers will work at the length of the court. First minute of the second half. A 4-point lead for Chaffey. McCullough off to Manu in the weave. Off to Garcia. Shot clock at 17 as Garcia works on Elston. Gets it back on the give and go. Good feed down low. Johnson has that one blocked by Murphy. Murphy with the clean block. And the Falcons back looking to cut into this 4-point deficit. Wilkes, who had 5 threes in the first half, led the way for the Falcons with 15. Gets it here, open again. Cody Wilkes off the back iron. Murphy with the foul on the rebound. They're going to say he pushed Manu in the back. So Desmond Murphy picks up the foul. Boy, you can't get a lot better look than that for Cody Wilkes, who has been red hot tonight. But that one again.
4 triples in that first half there, Stork?
5.
5. Excuse me, I shortchanged him.
5 out of 9 now. But the misses have looked pretty good in the air for Cody Wilkes. I think if you can get that shot, you stay with it. Manu faces up on Murphy. On the drive. Fakes. Goes up with the right hand. Another block for Murphy.
Just great defense by Murphy. Look at him moving his feet here. We're going to see that one more time. Look at Murphy just hold his ground. Okay, you're going to go middle? I'll be right there with you. Hands straight up, bring it down just to block it momentarily, and now he's fouled.
Murphy with his own individual block party going on here early in the second half. The Falcons in the top 10 in the 3C2A in block shots as a team.
It's a number that probably translates to the state level as well.
Alvis across to Elston. Elston weaves his way through traffic but comes up short on the shot, and a foul on the rebound going to go against Chaffey.
Why?
Jeff Klein can't believe the call. And Jeff Klein already had a technical here tonight, but it hasn't taken away the edge, Michael. He's still after those officials.
Well, the early showers available to him whenever he so chooses.
He has to walk a bit of a tightrope at this point. Panthers have the ball. They lead it by 4. Garcia checked by Elston. Boy, Elston almost had the steal. Manu has Alvis in a switch behind the back, and Alvis with the foul trying to rip that one out.
Where's the foul?
Yeah, Alvis.
Look at this pocket get cleanly picked. Give me that. What? That's
Not only that, they're giving Manu shots.
wow.
I'm not exactly sure, even if you want to say
Well,
that he got some arm. I don't know where the shot came
I think I
from
need to
there.
see that one more time.
Manu hits the first free throw.
He's not even in the act of shooting. If anything, the foul occurred before that.
Yeah, that would have been my thought upon first and second look. But Manu with one more free throw coming. Chaffey is a team 6 of 11 from the line in the first half. So they left some points on the board. 1 out of 2 for Manu on that trip. Chaffey with the 5-point lead. Elston between the circles over to Alvis. Elston gets a screen from Hunter. Picked up by Fisher in the corner to Wilkes. Shot clock at 10. Wilkes outside for 3. Cody Wilkes with 18 in the game. 6 threes now for Cody Wilkes. 43-41. Falcons back within 2. Manu wants to drive on Murphy. Might have gotten away with a travel. On the drive, hangs in the air. Late whistle. Murphy got the block, but he also picks up the foul. They're going to say that on the follow-through on the block, he dropped the arm and fouled Manu. So Manu heading to the line as Irenen is at the scorer's table for Chaffey, along with Dalen Bams for Cerritos. And we'll check into the game as Manu starting to find his way to the line more in this second half. Well, Mike made the point that Chaffey, typically a very guard-oriented team, and they are again this year, but I think so far one of the storylines of this game is the athleticism of the front court. Manu and McCullough really presenting matchup problems for Cerritos, and they've both been effective here tonight for Chaffey. 45-41, Hunter in the high post, into the lane, missed the shot. Rebound on the floor, and Garcia high up for the board. Fisher fakes. They work it back around. Manu at the top of the key. Working on Bams. He's able to lay it up and in.
Bams nearly picks up another foul, and pretty good offense there from Chaffey.
47-41. You know, Mike, Manu really loves to put the ball on the floor, and you almost wonder about a smaller matchup. Alvis, we thought, picked the ball clean.
Yeah.
He wants to put the ball on the floor. He's not really exploiting any size advantage when he goes to drive to the basket.
No movement off the ball.
Hunter into the lane. Left-handed hook is short. Manu clears the board.
That shot's got to go.
No numbers. Nonetheless,
Ooh.
What a block by Elston on the drive by Fisher.
Elston up like Spider-Man on the backboard for that block.
Elston on the baseline drive, tries the interior feed to Bams, but Garcia's got the steal. Garcia in on Hunter, goes high off the glass, doesn't get the roll, but the follow by Manu. 49-41, under 15 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Well, the transition defense right there for the Falcons, really not there. Everybody sucks back, and then it's an easy tip opportunity for Chaffey, and they got an 8-point lead here.
Yeah, good job by Garcia, incidentally, with Hunter there.
Yep.
Really angling for that block, and Garcia went way high off the glass, and it created the offensive rebound opportunity. 12-footer from Alvis missed everything, and a foul on the rebound.
Both teams now with 3 team fouls in the second half. Have some substitutions here for the Falcons.
McMillan and Heckard checking into the game. So it's Elston and Heckard along with McMillan, Wilkes, and Bams on the floor.
There's got to be better movement on the weak side when the ball comes strong side.
McMillan at the top. He'll try for 3. So McMillan drains the 3.
Or that.
49-44, back to a 5-point game. Fisher leaning over the dribble. Driving on Elston. Outside Johnson open for 3, rimming no. McMillan battling for the board, and it's cleared by Elston.
Defensively, I don't like that possession at all for the Falcons. That's too easy a 3-look
Elston
travel.
trying to split the double team, and going to call the foul on Chaffey. Elston, was that just one long step or a couple of steps? You can't quite tell, but no call, and instead the call goes against Chaffey.
Who knows what a travel is these days? But give it into him right there. What's the point of having a big man on the floor if you're not going to give it to him when he's wide open? You got somebody on his back.
Heckard in the corner now. Bams shoots from 10 feet, short. Iranen clears the board. Chaffey wants to slow it down. Garcia. Step back 3. Good.
Wow. That's too easy.
Garcia hasn't been too aggressive offensively, but he does score 12.6 a game, 47% from three-point range. So he's got that shot.
Yeah, he's got a Galang type of feel to his game, and look at the finish there.
8-point lead again. Entry pass to Bams, tipped, it's on the floor. Chaffey's got another steal.
Chaffey executing better offensively, and they're on the full floor first. Coach Russ May probably going to call timeout pretty soon.
Leaves it for McCullough, gets it back. Johnson on the drive,
nice.
Good feed to Irene, and blocked by McMillan.
It's great recovery by McMillan. Here come the Falcons.
Elston, little stutter step into the lane. The runner is good. Tawan Elston, 52-46. 6-point lead for Chaffey. Looking for their 10th win as we watch the replay, and Elston. And I think you need a little bit of that from Tawan Elston, too. He's got to look for his shot some as well. Garcia on the drive and one. Get this one for you one more time as well. And Garcia had been pretty quiet himself. Gets the high screen, Bams in the switch, and I think if you're Bams there, you got to do a little more with your foul.
You got to do a little bit more with your feet. That is pretty terrible in terms of defense. He's not moving his feet. He's just trying to swipe at it. Hey, I got a smaller player. I'm just going to block his shot. It doesn't work like that.
Particularly not with a cagey type of player like Anthony Garcia, who's already shown an ability to work around shot blockers. Another steal in the backcourt. Good job by Washington continuing to battle after he gave it up, and Chaffey ultimately ends up with the ball, but they don't get the break opportunity after the steal in the backcourt. Timeout taken. 12-10 to go in the ball game, and Cerritos trailing it by 9. 30-second timeout taken by Russ May.
At least we can use it.
9-point lead for the Falcons, or I should say for the Panthers, and they have the basketball. Angie Teresis has checked into the game for Chaffey, directing traffic. Manu, guarded by Chance Hunter. Manu on the drive.
Nice.
Goes to the dream shake, drops the pass down low, double pump, no, but Johnson fouled. He's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. What do you think, Mike? You think he's watched a little Hakeem Olajuwon in his life?
He might have. I mean, that's the guy to watch if you're looking at low post moves. That's just a terrific job.
It was a true homage as Johnson hits the first free throw. Aaron Johnson
dangerous team in Chaffey coming in here, Stoy. And
yeah, sorry about that, Michael. Yeah, 44%. Yeah, he made the point about the 2 losses in a row, and maybe that's exactly when you don't want to play them. Jeff Klein obviously has been able to work on some things.
Yep.
And the Panthers have come in here inspired, and they have the 11-point lead. Alvis over the timeline, lobs, but it's off the rim. Fisher back the other way in 1-on-2, missed a layup. Manu tips it in.
Manu everywhere.
59-46, Chaffey with their largest lead of the game. Washington over the line, off to Galang. Well, so far, outside of Cody Wilkes, there hasn't been any offense, Michael.
No.
Galang is on. He's instant offense. McMillan for 3, rimming no. Rebound to Manu. Nice job by the Falcons getting back in transition. And the Panthers content to set it up. And why not? Under 11 minutes to go, they lead it by 13. Darren Williams off to Manu out front. Williams gets it back. Around a screen from Johnson. Into the lane. Jump stop. Shot no good, but a foul called. Both Washington and Hunter can't believe it. Who's going to get the foul? It's going to go against Chance Hunter. What do you think, Michael?
Pretty weak call.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see. Hunter, they're coming from the weak side there, and I guess, are they going to say that he kind of hit him with the chest, I guess? Maybe jumped into him a little bit?
If there was a foul, it occurred at the top, not the top of the key, but kind of the mid-post area. If that's the case, it should be baseline out of bounds.
Williams' first free throw is good. Darren Williams, excellent foul shooter, 82%, a little over 7 a game. And you know, Mike, I think what's interesting about this matchup and what's so dangerous is I feel like Chaffey, a similar team to Cerritos, does a lot of the same things well, similar kind of roster, I think, as well. And I think, you know, regardless of matchup, I think that's always kind of a dangerous thing when a team really brings the same thing to the table that you do. Another steal in the backcourt.
Yeah, honestly, Jeff, I think this is just there's a case of Cerritos really laying an egg right now. And they are playing incredibly poorly right now. I think they're relying too much a little bit on the 3 ball, and then when they do try to execute in the half court, Chance Hunter a little bit off the mark. We've seen McMillan provide a spark defensively, but offensively been a little inconsistent. The whole team offensively, not a lot of movement on the weak side, and they're just watching right now, and defensively playing uninspired.
Yeah, in their last game, they had been off for 2 weeks, and they traveled to Mount San Antonio College and had an impressive 12-point win, 1 out of 2 from the line. So you think maybe you'd be prone to lay an egg after a long break, but this is just 5 days later.
Yeah.
They're back to the schedule, and this one really seemingly coming out of nowhere, 62-46.
Well, better to lay an egg now against a team that's pretty hungry coming off a couple losses versus later in the season. But, you know, a lot of opportunity to improve from their performance thus far. And, hey, this game's not over.
Murphy driving on Manu. Lost it on his hip and out of bounds. And that kind of night. There they finally break the press and have a good opportunity, I think, to get a good look. And Murphy just can't find the handle and loses it out of bounds. So the Panthers will work at the length of the court. Darren Williams, Aaron Johnson, Cameron Fisher, Andy Teresis, and Manu on the floor for Chaffey. Falcons go to a 2-3 zone. Teresis circles up top. They work it around. Williams might have gotten away with one. Gets it back. Good extra pass. Teresis open for 3. Bang. Andy Teresis. Excellent ball movement. Williams with the good extra pass. And the lead swells to 19 for Chaffey. Well, you thought this is a dangerous opponent. Not one you want to look past, but who saw this coming? The Falcons in all kinds of trouble and in danger of getting blown out in their own gym. Hunter's three rims high, no good. Long rebound saved by Cerritos. Elston will try for three. That's no good. Foul on the rebound is going to go against Manu. So Manu hits the deck, but add insult to injury, he picks up the foul as well as Isaiah McCullough returns, replacing Fisher. And Derek Irenen will replace Manu. Well, Chaffey goes on a major run with their leading scorer in this game, McCullough, on the bench. Floater from Elston, recovered by Murphy, who lays it in. 65-48. That finally breaks the run by Chaffey. Timeout taken. A full timeout, 9:15 to go. Chaffey all over Cerritos. It's Cerritos College Basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Aaron Johnson will bring it in for Chaffey. It was an 8-point lead at the half for Chaffey College, but they have widened that to 17 here in the second half. Johnson back outside. Garcia will try for a three and hit.
What are you doing if you're Cerritos? This guy shoots 47% from three on the season coming in. How are you giving him any room? You need to run. You need to be with him and not allow him any room beyond the three.
The lead is 20. Elston will try to answer and does.
Good response.
Tawan Elston knocks down the three, but the Falcons have a lot of work to do, trailing by 17. You need some stops. Garcia guarded closely by Elston. Off to McCullough. Derek Irenen.
Better
off
defense.
to Terese. 7 on the shot clock.
Travel.
Back to Irenen. No call. Back outside. Garcia hoists up a three. No good. Rebound to Elston. Elston back the other way, but Chaffey back. Good pass outside. Hunter trying to split the double team, but has that one poked free, and a foul in the backcourt.
One decision there.
Hunter breaks or splits one double team, but then appeared to run into another one and lost the ball. And watch what happens here. He's able to get through, but good recovery. And then Hunter just loses the handle before he can get a shot up.
I mean, for Chance Hunter, what are you doing offensively? You have a lot of indecision there. You pass up on the shot. You have Elson, who just hit a three from the top of the key, wide open at the top of the key, and you have a free pass to him.
You know, Michael, sometimes I have the feeling, offensively when it's going well, there's a little internal clock, which is if you haven't done something with the ball in under 2 seconds, you have had the ball for way too long at that point. It's a pass, a shot, something should have happened in that time frame. And I think Chance Hunter there, just too much time for the defense to react, and eventually they're able to swarm and poke that ball free. And the foul in the backcourt sends Garcia to the line, and that's not what you want to do.
No.
If you're Cerritos. He easily hits both. 70-51. 19-point lead for Chaffey. Elston guarded by Fisher all the way to the glass, lays it up and in. Tawan Elston, coast to coast. 70-53.
Story, based on conversations I've had with Coach May throughout the season, Tawan Elston really a player that has improved probably the most throughout the season.
Yeah. Looking more and more comfortable. They bring the trap. Skip pass across to Williams, or I should say Aaron Johnson, and Johnson's fouled by Chance Hunter.
1-1.
And that comes with 9 on the shot clock, and I think that's a foul that Hunter did not want to commit. Johnson to the line for a couple of free throws. McMillan returns for Cerritos, replacing Chance Hunter, and for that young man who's had an outstanding season, this has been a rare, tough night. But Chance Hunter has had a struggle, and we get the word that is his 4th foul. Johnson hits the first free throw. And now the Panthers doing a good job of starting to knock down their free throws here in this second half. And they're closing in on what would be a most impressive win here. This is one of the top dogs here in the South in the 3C2A, and you're playing them in their building. You got an 18-point lead with 7:24 to go.
Yeah, the aviary here at Cerritos College is, hasn't been very kind to the Falcons here this evening.
Lane violation gives Johnson another try, and he connects. 72-53. 19-point lead for Chaffey. Heckard drives the lane in a crowd. Runner no good, but a foul called, and Heckard will head to the line for a couple of free throws. Both teams now in the penalty, moving forward. Well, I think if you're Russ May and you're moving forward off of this performance, assuming something dramatic doesn't happen here, and there is a lot of time, 7 minutes, but I think it's, what do you work on first here? But there's a lot of stuff to talk to your guys about.
Well, sense of urgency, execution, and then being better defensively. They haven't executed defensively or offensively. They've been
nor at the line as Heckard misses both free throws.
2 free throws. What do you want to do? You want to get back in the game. You're down by 19. 7-minute mark here in second half. Remember, offensive foul.
Off the ball, goes against McCullough.
So it's off the ball. That's not a 1-1. Huh?
Exactly 7 minutes to go. 19-point lead. And yeah, the offense has been stagnant, no doubt about it. But, Chaffey on their way to well over 80 plus here in this game. And that's a big offensive effort against the top defensive team in the 3C2A as Murphy finishes at the basket, 72-55.
Chaffey's always been dangerous, Jeff. It's a team that, guard-oriented, as we said, coming in. They can shoot the ball, they can shoot the rock, and they've been able to contain it down low. And really, that run created the separation that we see on the scoreboard here, and they've just played better.
McCullough into the lane, misses the shot, rebound on the floor, and McMillan able to clear it out.
You expected them coming in off of 2 losses to have a sense of urgency. Good find in transition.
Wilkes step back 3, missed everything. And a foul on the rebound. And Murphy commits the foul. So Murphy picks up the personal foul. This will be free throws on the other side for Manu.
Let's see if we can see this foul call here that's going to go against Desmond Murphy. Miss shot here. He's getting held. And then, it's always the second guy that reacts that gets called. And
what they called was, they said it was sort of an elbow to the ribs on the rebound.
Well,
we were kind of shielded on that angle.
Pushing off there at the end, but he was definitely held.
Manu's free throw, 1 out of 2, 73-55.
Got to go to work. Get a push.
Elston around to Murphy's screen. Kicks it out. Heckard.
What are you doing?
Again, and that's the same exact thing that he did about 3 minutes ago, I want to say.
You can hit that shot.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah. Well,
you want to take a wide open 3 where you have your feet set and you're in rhythm, or let's dribble into the defense. I don't understand it. Yeah. Understand the situation. You're down by 18. You're under 6 minutes to go.
Garcia picks it up. Back outside to Fisher. Shot clock at 14. Fisher starts to drive on Wilkes. Into the lane. Lays it in with the left hand. Hey, Cameron Fisher. Driving and scoring. 75-55. Back to a 20-point lead. Elston in a crowd. Fadeaway catches the side of the backboard.
That's not the shot.
Has the rebound. Garcia fouled at midcourt by Murphy. And now Elston getting in the face of Murphy. And he's on. I'm not sure what that's about. They've been battling all night.
Technical foul, I think.
Yeah. So Murphy fouled him, and now Russ May has been given a technical. So I think there are 2 technicals called here. And it's not something I really like to talk about much, but I will make the point here without issuing my own opinion that I think there has been some issue taken with the officials here tonight by both benches. And I think that's just a fact. Yeah.
And, well, the issue that's been taken with the officials has been with good reason.
Yeah.
They haven't been very good either.
Yeah. Well, it's, the tone of the game. We're courtside here. We're right at the court. And obviously, coaches are going to take exception with calls. That's not news. But it's been pretty steady throughout. And it's been a lot of the players, too, really questioning some of the calls and seeming mystified by some of the calls as well. So suffice it to say, as I say, all I'll say is it seems that the players and the coaches are having significant issue on both sides.
And here's my issue with it, and I don't want to get too much into it. The officiating, you're going to get this. This is going to happen. That you're going to have your good crews, you're going to have your bad crews. At the end of the season, you're more likely going to have your better crews versus your bad crews. I thought that there were some missed opportunities, to put it lightly, from the officiating crews, and they were a little overly sensitive, I think, from both coaches. Early on, we saw one from Coach Klein. Now we're getting one from Russ May. He was teed up by a referee.
Wilkes will try for a 3, around and out.
He was teed up by a referee.
McMillan keeps it alive to Hunter.
That he wasn't even talking to.
Hunter on the drive. He's fouled. A couple of free throws coming for Chance Hunter. And wow, Garcia able to make it a 6-point possession on the last time down with the 2 technicals. And then, of course, at the start of all that, he was fouled. So he headed to the line for 4 free throws and then a 1-and-1, and he made all 6 to make it 81-55. Meanwhile, Hunter misses the first free throw, and he'll have another one coming, but 5:03 to go. And, Michael, we could talk about time being left, but it's pretty much approaching garbage time here for the Falcons in this one, trailing by 26.
Well, everything's all done without the crying. Well, except for the crying. That's it.
81-56 as Hunter does hit the final free throw.
Here's something that I've noticed for Chance Hunter. His shooting form seems a little off. His follow through looks a little twitchy here, and or if that's maybe something. Maybe he's got a finger issue or something like that. Maybe something with the wrist, but hasn't been as fluid as I've seen in games past. So something for him to work on. Obviously, a lot to work on here if you're the Falcons. But this is a situation where you can learn a lot in terms of maintaining composure when the refereeing, at times can be subpar. You can't let the referees dictate how you are on the basketball court, and they're not the reason why Cerritos is going to lose. Is probably going to lose this game.
No,
it's been their execution.
And that would be, and I would never want to make that point. I know that neither one of us are, because that would be a massive disservice to Chaffey College and the performance that they have put on here tonight, as they are really now starting to put it on Cerritos. 85-56. It's a 29-point lead.
Yeah, they're not only taking him to the woodshed, they're burying the Falcons in the woodshed. Charge here called
And
against
Hunter
Chance
right
Hunter.
now
That's 5.
is hot. He's fouled out, and I think if you're the Falcons at this point, temper's really starting to flare, and I think you just want to get out of this game right now. I think if you're Russ May and the staff right now, you want to try and wrap this one up here and just get out of here and get ready for your next game.
Look, the silver lining is it's January 9th.
Yep.
It's early January. It's a game at home. You're getting embarrassed at home. So this is a game that can create a sense of urgency, as a team and getting ready and being prepared. For whatever reason,
yep,
they weren't ready to go tonight.
Yeah, Cerritos as a team allowing under 60 points a game on the season, 59.6. Chaffey's got 85 on the board. If they hurry, they could get 100 on the board. That is almost unthinkable against a Russ May coach team and the kind of defense that they typically play, not just this year, but year after year.
Look, we've had a pretty good sample size of covering Cerritos College basketball. I can't remember a performance where they were this poor defensively. That was a travel there by Manu, and that was he traveled 3 times on the play. They finally call one. I think that was a very late whistle.
Yeah.
Manu's been pretty terrific here tonight in terms of his footwork, but that time, obviously, a few too many steps.
Well, I made the point earlier while you were doing some of the work, but it's an interesting team, I think, with McCullough and Manu. They're big men, as Alvis misses from outside. McMillan able to chase down the rebound and save it off of Johnson. I made the point that they're an interesting match. It's a guard-oriented team, but even their big men play a somewhat of a guard type of style. Manu, very comfortable putting the ball out on the floor from outside and driving to the basket, and same thing with McCullough.
Look, and that's a dangerous squad at any level. When you have your bigs that feel comfortable putting the ball on the floor and they can stretch out and they can shoot it from outside, it's a team that you have to be able to account for. And offensively, I thought the Falcons' lack of urgency in terms of movement off of the ball wasn't there. I think that led to them turning the ball over and being indecisive in terms of their offense. They're going to come back. This is a game where you can learn a lot from.
Yeah, in the end, as you make the point, January 9th, you're still 12-3.
Yeah.
The big part of the season, including the postseason, still coming up. Manu misses point blank. Washington has that one tipped away. It's a 2-on-1. Blocked from McMillan, saved by Manu. I'll tell you, I really like the way that McMillan has played here tonight as Alvis has a steal. It's a 2-on-1. Alvis to the basket, lays it up, lays it in, and he's fouled. But I like the minutes that McMillan has given them. And in a night, we'd be tempted to talk about the offense, and you certainly can, but what has caught my attention was this was a poor defensive effort as well, and we've been talking about that some as well. But McMillan's effort has been there throughout, and he has brought the energy tonight. He's not the only one, but unfortunately, as a team, the Falcons really have not responded with that same level of urgency. Alvis makes it a 3-point play, 85-61 with 2:25 to go, and all the Falcons can do now is just try to finish on a high note.
Is this another technical on Coach May?
It would be his second. Russ May is on the floor and wants to get in another word.
Wow.
And it is Russ May. So that'll send Darren Williams to the line.
This is in terms of evaluation from a refereeing standpoint, this is embarrassing. And Coach May's got every reason to be as upset as he is. This has been a very questionable performance from a refereeing standpoint.
Yeah, and I don't as you see Russ May leaving the gym. I'm not exactly sure what precipitated the final call, but the final technical foul. It was a three-point play by Alvis, but it could be any number of things. Obviously, Russ May and the rest of the Falcons upset about any number of things before that. 87-61, the score after the 2 free throws by Williams and 2:25 to go, and I think the Falcons just want to try and make it to the end here.
In terms of what I've seen, throughout my years, usually there's an alpha. There's a leader as far as the officials goes. That there's somebody who's the grizzled veteran. What I noticed out here tonight, they don't have that. 3 relatively young guys, and
Terraces with another, or I should say that was Wiltz, Jalen Wiltz.
Yeah.
In the corner, and he hasn't seen a lot of minutes tonight, but he hits a big 3. Heckard steps into a 3. That's short. Long rebound to Wiltz. Well, you wonder sometimes, I know it at different levels, and obviously there are exceptions, but sometimes when you see this many technicals, it makes you wonder if that's not a symptom of having difficulty maintaining control of a game from an officiating standpoint, if you have to resort to that to maintain control. And I know some of the more experienced officials are able to exert that control without issuing as many technicals.
It's Carey.
But again,
Jeff, that's a great point. A more veteran officiating crew, they would have had a conversation with the coach. They would have said, instead of not just the warning, but hey, coach, hey, you got to stop it here. You're like, you're killing me. Hey, we miss it. I'm sorry, but there was not. There was just a quick trigger to tease, and then Coach May's not in the game anymore. And Coach Klein, he received one earlier too. So it's been on both ends. That's the point
I was just going to make, and that technical came very early in the game. I mean, this was not 10, 15 minutes late in the first half after a long first half of the same thing. That technical came a couple of minutes into the game. Meanwhile, first free throw up and missed. I think if you're the Falcons, you got to walk away from this one and saying, hey, no matter what the final score was, they can only give us one loss here today. 92-62, Williams into the front court, under a minute to go. A reminder, doubleheader action here tonight. We're going to have the Cerritos College Lady Falcons taking on Grossmont. That comes up after this game. 7 o'clock scheduled start, but about 20 minutes from the conclusion here. And we'll have that game for you.
Okay.
Jonathan Barajas getting some time on the floor, and he connects from long range. Less than a second difference, so Williams can pretty much dribble it out and put this one away. In fact, pretty much no difference. I don't know why they have a shot clock, but 92-65 will be your final with the win. Chaffey moves to 10-5 on the season. They break the 2-game losing streak in most impressive fashion. A dominating win here at the Aviary. Cerritos with the loss. They fall to 12-3, 4-game winning streak snapped. Michael, final thoughts here tonight? I'll let you have the last word.
It's a game that got away from a lot of people. It got away from the Falcons in terms of their lack of defensive and offensive execution, lack of urgency defensively, lack of execution offensively, and they went up against a team that was on fire from 3, and they didn't adjust.
And executed beautifully, really, in all phases of the game. This was a great performance by Chaffey.
It's an incredible performance by Chaffey. Coach Klein really had everything dialed in. And it was Jalen Wiltz.
Well, Wiltz at the end, but it was Isaiah McCullough.
But Wiltz, pretty significant in terms of the stats on the season. That was a player that had really seen a lot of time throughout the season. He doesn't really get that much run until the end, but that's when the game was already decided. So Coach Klein made an adjustment that worked beautifully here today, and they scored the upset in incredibly surprising fashion here at the Aviary. It's a 27-point win against, it's a top 5 team in Southern California, top 10 team in the state coming into this game. So, hats got to be off to Chaffey. Embarrassing performance refereeing wise. I'll be the first to say it. Look, it can't be that sensitive as a referee. You're going to have people chirping you all the time. Like, what was it, 5 technical foul calls throughout the game?
5, yeah.
In a game that wasn't really chippy. I understand it if it's a game where, it's a little chippy as far as both teams really having it out for one another. Look, we're going to have a game later this year in Long Beach and Cerritos. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple technical fouls called in that game, because the referees are going to have that under control in a relatively quick fashion. But this isn't a game that merited the shots or that merited the situations that we saw at all. I mean, a lot of those tees, a lot of the calls out there just weren't there. And there were quick whistles. There was not a lot of composure for anybody that was wearing a striped shirt here today. And you know what? Hey, they're going to be able to learn from this. So it's early January. We'll see how they grow. We'll see how the Cerritos Falcons grow. Chaffey right now with the direction pointing up with a big win on the road.
92-65, the final. Chaffey with the big win here tonight at Cerritos. Remind everybody once again, we do have Game 2 of the doubleheader. The women coming up next, Grossmont and Cerritos. So follow that on SoCal College Sports 1 on YouTube. For Mike Cepeda, for Jorge Cepeda, for everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. So long, everybody.